These four alpha virtues are what make men admirable to other men, and also what makes women admire and want to be with a masculine man. Now, I've been reading the book The Way of Men by Jack Donovan, so I just took inspiration from that book. And what I found is, in the book, it's described these alpha qualities of men, and the ways we used to develop them were very easy back when we lived more tribally, when we lived in ancient and prehistoric times. It was easier to become the alpha male. But nowadays, I feel like men need the extra help. We need to challenge ourselves if we're going to harbour these virtues. So this video is to help you develop these alpha virtues as a man in the modern day. But before we get into it, a word from today's sponsor. It's Loom. They make this all possible. This is how I have the little circle screen record of my face on the screen. You may have noticed as well, we've got an upgrade in camera quality now. So it's all looking very, very good. It's the best screen recorder for Mac, Windows, Chrome, iOS and Android. It's quick and easy to install, easy to use, and it's free. If you want to sign up, boys, the link is literally just in the description here. Just click that link below and you can make videos like this on Loom. But let's get into it. The traditional values of men. This is how men were judged when we were tribal, and there's good reason for this. Their strength, courage, honour and mastery. The reason why these are so important is traditionally when we would hunt, protect and fight, if a man was strong, courageous, he was honourable and he had mastery, he was a competent individual, he'd be very valuable to his tribe. He would be someone that women wanted to be with and other men wanted to have as part of the tribal gang. Now in the modern day, it's a lot harder to develop these characteristics, but there's still ways to do it. You just have to do it consciously. You won't be tested so much by the way of life, but so much how you test yourself as a man, because we don't live in those traditional ways of being right on the edge of survival. And that's when we develop most as men. How do we actually develop these virtues in the modern day with no immediate need to hunt, fight or protect? What is strength? Strength is, as a physical sense, the muscular ability to be able to exert force. It was the ability for a man to be able to carry back large game, to be able to fight other tribes, to be able to protect his men and women in his tribe. That was what strength was seen as. But strength has two sides. The physical side and the mental side of strength, the ability to weather storms, the ability to go through hard times and come out a stronger man, to not crumble under pressure. The reason why strength matters as a man is because weak men have never been idolised and masculine. Women have never wanted weak men at any time in history. So to truly be a masculine man, you need to have strength. The problem with current day and age is that you don't need to be strong as a man. You could do very well financially, you could provide very well, without ever having to be strong. You could do a lot from behind a computer. I mean, even I have no need to really be strong. But with my day-to-day job, I'm not hunting, I'm not gathering. Everything I do is done on purpose to allow myself to live like a prehistoric male, to develop the characteristics of an alpha, even though I don't need them in my life. And you have to take this proactive mindset to becoming the man you need to be. What I do is I use it all through self-development. You do heavy on your compound lifts, you become as strong as an ox. You lift heavy on your squats, you lift heavy on your deadlifts. You train full body 3 times a week, even though you don't have to. And you put self-imposed challenges in place. You go and you climb mountains, you go diving, you swim through rivers, you give yourself your own challenges. You could even hunt game if you wanted to. And that's how you build strength as a modern man. Through building strength physically, you build strength mentally. So don't think you're just developing one side. The mental strength is also a large part of training, being disciplined, training regularly. So that is how you develop that strength in the modern day without the need to fight, hunt and protect. Now, courage has many names. It can be defined in many ways, but courage exercises strength. Courage is the act of will when one is scared, when the chance of failure or risk is great and to act anyway. The reason why this matters is men in the modern day are being encouraged to be weak. You're being told to walk away. You're being told to turn the other cheek, to not get yourself into trouble. And this is the opposite of a courageous man. Without courage, strength means nothing. You can have a cowardly lion, and strength means nothing without the courage. Without courage, evil runs rife through society. So men need to stand up for what is right. And to build courage in the modern day, you have to hold yourself accountable, because it's easy to get by in life without showing great courage. You can operate within your comfort zone. And I think the way of courage is to operate in fear, to do the things you don't want to do. So you could accept a competitive fight. This one is huge. It's a very scary thing to do. If you've never fought before, you might think of it as like, oh, yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's not really that scary. I could do it, but you've never done it. Accepting that you're going to fight another man and have quite a lot on the line is a great act of courage. because you don't need to do it in the modern day. It's courage to prove something to yourself, and it'll build strength in you as a man. The other thing you can do is regularly stand up for those weaker than yourself. We have this mentality in the West that if somebody else is in trouble, you leave them to deal with it themselves. You don't want to get in somebody else's fight. I strongly disagree with this. I think when you see someone being manipulated, taken advantage of, you should stand up for people that are weaker than yourselves. And you need to do things that you're scared of regularly. So if you're a strong man, like for someone like myself, I cop out here sometimes as well. I need to do harder things now because the things that once took courage for me no longer take courage anymore. So I need to push the boundaries and start doing things that push me to that next level. And that's how you grow and develop as a man and gain other people's respect. I actually created this definition: to have competence in a realm or endeavor that allows you to support yourself and others. It's the idea of being a competent male, somebody that can look after themselves. Men can't have good mental health without looking after themselves, without being a competent male. If you find you're relying on somebody else and you're not a child, if a child relies on someone else, they're a child. But an incompetent adult is called a beggar. You need to be able to rely on yourself to become happy, to become fulfilled as a man. If you rely on somebody else, if you rely on your parents, if you rely on a female partner who has maybe greater financial resources than you, nearly all these relationships end in resentment, because I don't think men can be respected without looking after themselves. So if you are harboring any feelings of, I just want someone else to look after me, or you're being lazy, or you want to sponge off your parents or an older sibling, and you don't want to look after yourself, you'll end up unhappy and other people will end up resenting you. So although it may be scary, you use your courage and you go out into the world, you develop mastery in a certain skill and you look after yourself and then in turn look after others. That's how you become fulfilled as a male. Recently, when I've had extra wealth and I'm looking after others, it's the best I've felt as a man. And I'm looking after a woman and she comes to you with trouble. She's worried because she doesn't earn enough money. She can't send money to her parents. This is a realistic thing that happens to me because I live in Thailand. People are very poor there. She comes to you and she's upset and you say, don't worry about it. Money's no problem. I can give you money. That's fine. We'll sort that problem out. That feels very good as a man, and it also helps others. This is the easiest one to develop because you need to do this anyway. Your skill can be anything you want. You just need to develop a skill that can help you support yourself and support others. So if you want to be a builder, bricklayer, you want to be a plumber, you want to work online, you want to develop a sales skill, all you need to do is get good at one thing that allows you to make money and provide for others. Ideally, something that has potential in the future to either give you a skill set that will make you wealthy or set up your own business at some point in the future. So all you need to do to develop mastery is develop a valuable skill and put time and effort into that skill and use it to look after yourself and look after others. We live and die by the sword of honour, and we must be honourable men, because that is the way of the guerrilla clan. Honour in its most inclusive sense is esteem, respect and status. To stand up for yourself and others. Without honour, men don't help each other. Without honour, we'd all be a band of thieves, just in it for ourselves. Honour is the most beautiful thing about men, that they can commit to others, that they can decide that there's a force and a power higher than themselves. Without honour, evil would rule freely, and the strong men of the world would become evil and self-centered. Honour is very important as a man. It takes all of the other three, your strength, your courage and your mastery, and to use them properly. To have a set of morals and a code. That's how you develop honour. To have a code of conduct that you stick to at all times. To have things that you will not stand for. To stand up to evil, even in the face of peril. Even if it means standing up to a boss that's abusing somebody else in work and at the risk of losing your own job. These are the things that a man will do for honour. And without honour, I don't feel the world works. The problem with modern day is it's very easy again to live and operate without honour. It's not as needed in society. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be weak. But I don't think that's the case. As men, you need honour. To know that you've done the right thing based on your code of conduct. Now, what that code of conduct is down to you. And I hope you choose a good one. But you need to choose a code of conduct that you operate by. So in the situations that are difficult, where you feel scared to act, you have a rule guide and a manual that you know you do certain things in certain situations. So boys, it's been a pleasure. I hope that these 4 alpha virtues help you develop as men into the men that you want to be, men you can be proud of, men your parents can be proud of, and men women can be proud of and want to be with and want to make babies with. That's all from me today, boys. if you struggle with these, you could be struggling with a lack of testosterone. The more testosterone a man has, the stronger he gets, the more courageous he gets, the more masculine he is. So if you feel like you just feel weak, you feel a bit scared, you can't put muscle on that easily, it could be very likely you're struggling with low testosterone, because in the modern day, we don't do many things that increase our testosterone naturally. I've put them all together. I managed to triple my testosterone naturally, which you'll know if you watch all these videos. So if you want to know exactly how I did it, there's a course below. You click the link, you sign up there. You'll get my whole course and add it to our Gorilla Clan. So if you do want to increase your testosterone, boys, go and do that now. And I'll see you on the next one. Whoppa, 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 whoppa. Yeah!